Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, and I have a special treat for you because I, your illustrious host, Neil, have pulled together some of the best clips of Lefties losing it over the last few days and compiled it in this special video. It is going to be very entertaining, also very sad at the same time to see that people can think this baked. Let's start it off with the girl who thinks he's a guy or the guy who thinks he's a girl. I'm not sure which. Check it out.
So you're telling me that if the big, beautiful bill passes, I will lose everything.
Oh no, folks, did you realize? I bet you didn't realize that the big, beautiful bill, if it passes, it could take away everything. Like, what is everything? Like your home, your job, your life? What is everything?
I will lose the bottom surgery that I have been on a wait list for 2 years. I will lose my testosterone. All gender-affirming care. Gone. Just gone. And y'all are okay with that.
No. See, it's way more than I'm okay with it. I actually cheer it because I do not believe that it is everyone else's job in America, every taxpayer's job, to pay for this person's illusions.
You think that trans people shouldn't exist, so you're trying to eradicate our healthcare. I thought you cared about kids, because, they're about to die. A lot.
It's just unreal. So we're going with the you don't care about kids argument, just like every time a school bond referendum comes along and you don't want to spend $40 million on a new complex. You don't care about kids. Never mind the fact that the more money we've thrown at education, the worse it's gotten. And I guarantee you, the more money we throw at this problem, the worse it will get. And as Americans wake up, American corporations are forced to wake up. Check out this lady at Target. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Happy Pride Month. In my Target that used to have the Pride section, it's now all USA. Yay. It's an American summer. Except for tourism, because tourism's down because no one wants to come here. USA. Woo!
Wow. She is so upset about Target selling American merchandise as opposed to having large Pride displays. And her eyes, what is it? These people, it's always the eyes.
And honestly, my dad served in the military, and I'd love to be really proud of this nation, but it's hard to be proud of it under Donald Trump. But hey, while you're here, pick up a USA bikini. Why not? Yeah, Target's really taken this anti-DEI thing to another level.
I think we found out what she's really upset about. She's jealous because she can't wear one of those bikinis, folks. This is just stupid. But you know what? I've never been more proud to be an American than now, especially after the last 4 years, after the disastrous Afghanistan pullout and everything that Joe Biden did to wreck this country, our open border and so on. And what she talks about tourism, what, some Canadians don't want to come down here? Oh, no. America, greatest country. Still, with all our problems, we are the greatest country. And you know what? If you want to get some American-made products, go to MyPillow, mypillow.com/lumberjack for the biggest savings of the best sleep products available. Right now, Giza sheets, $49.98, any color, any size, the best sheets known to man. And here's a headline from NBC News. They actually want you to be upset because amid President Trump's several executive orders against trans rights, many trans people aren't just threatening to leave America, they actually are. And maybe they're flying on Royal Dutch Airlines. Check this ad out. It doesn't matter who you click with. Happy Pride Amsterdam. Do you guys see the problem with this picture? Okay, so the bottom one, that clicks. This is one of the worst ideas in marketing. They don't click, folks. The other ones, they don't click. But folks, if they can't be upset about Pride, they're going to be upset about ICE and deportations. This next clip is nuts.
Go.
Hey folks, just listened to the ICE raid in San Diego at the Italian restaurant, where they took the manager and the workers, and the people stepped up and surrounded the ICE, which was great because they did not show a warrant to anybody. Got me thinking, we need to start carrying wire cutters. Here are wire cutters in our pocket. Doesn't take up much room. Yeah, you can use them for zip ties, but you can also use them for valve stems on vehicle tires.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
Yeah, hey, just go destroy some government property. See if that doesn't land you in some hot water. And I bet they don't have the courage to do it themselves, but they want to tell you to. And it's just a thought. They think that's how they get away with this. Oh, it's just a thought. And the woman's voice sounds like AI or Siri or something. But now we move on to Boulder, Colorado, where we had this awful terrorist attack with Molotov cocktails from an Egyptian national that was led into the country under the Biden regime. And he's here illegally. But I want you to know the lefties have this all figured out.
So I was a block away in Boulder to the incident that happened today. I do not condone violence at all. But please, I beg, please stop saying that this was anti-Semitic.
She doesn't condone violence, but is eliminating everything she said before about not condoning violence. Listen to this.
It was not. They weren't targeted because they were Jewish. They were targeted because they're out there every day promoting war crimes by a foreign government. It wasn't because they were Jewish.
Actually, it's not because they condone violence. They didn't condone the violence Hamas committed. They don't condone Hamas holding hostages. And that's what the rally was about, bringing attention to the hostages that are still held by Hamas. And she doesn't condone violence, but you need to understand they're promoting an evil regime. So I actually do condone it. That's what she's saying here, which is led to one of the greatest, this whole Boulder attack led to one of the greatest troll videos I've seen on the internet. I've seen a couple of this guy's other videos, but he's hilarious. The hair, everything. He's got the liberal look down. Check this out. He's not serious. He's mocking him.
It is super important that we don't jump to conclusions about the man who was throwing Molotov cocktails at the Jews in Boulder today, okay? Just because his name is Mohammed does not mean that he's a Muslim or practices Islam or anything like that, okay? We don't know what his motivation was. It was probably completely unrelated. It's probably just a coincidence. And it's important that we do not resort to Islamophobia right now, okay? Let's be better than that.
That is so good because MSNBC actually reported that it was a white guy. Didn't bring up the fact that it was an illegal alien from Egypt, okay? They tried to tell us it's a white guy because white men, that's the big problem right now. White nationalist terrorism. That's right. Or no, this one. Anyways, it's nuts. But remember at the beginning, the person talked about not getting their testosterone therapy? I've got somebody who needs some testosterone therapy. He's actually the governor of a blue state, my blue state. And he actually thinks that they haven't been brutal and bully-like enough with Donald Trump. Even after they've tried to kill him multiple times, called him a Nazi, a fascist, all of this. Here he is, the illustrious Tim Walz.
Called out on this because I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator. It's because he is. It's because he is. Oh, the governor's being mean and the governor's speaking out on that. Well, maybe it's time for us to be a little meaner. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. And again, I'll speak to my teacher colleagues in here. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the shit out of him back. You push back. You make sure they know it's not there.
I think someone needs to tell Tim Walz that Donald Trump isn't scared of him, and Tim Walz's rhetoric isn't making Trump shake in his boots. Trump went through how many trials? He went through assassination attempts. He went through all of it, came out on the other side standing like a man. Tim Walz needs some testosterone therapy so he can become one. This is absolutely wild to watch. He got promoted, folks. He got on the ticket for Vice President of the United States of America. That's what they do in the left. The more you fail, the more they promote you because they need tools. The deep state needs tools. They don't need smart people. They need tools. And Tim Walz is a tool. Remember to go check out my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com/lumberjack or call 1-800-568-2865 $49.98 right now for Giza sheets, any size, any color. I'm telling you, they are the best sheets, folks. You will never go back once you go to Giza. See you on the next episode. Remember to subscribe. Peace out.